Mark, 15 seconds until airtime.
This is Duck Insider.
Duck's gonna pick it up, and here we go. Got him deep. He's open. He's got it. And he's gone.
How about that?
Oregon repeats as the Pac-12 champion.
Duarte pulls up, 3-ball. Bang!
LJ Figueroa!
Oregon goes back-to-back for the fourth time in the last 6 years. The Ducks are Pac-12 champions.
Foley 3. Goal! Foley ball. 3 is good. Diarra-Savali. Wait, pow-pow? Yeah, boom, boom.
Welcome to Duck Insider.
What a weekend.
We're just getting started.
This is Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College. Presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Better banking, local solutions. Live from the Country Financial Studio, here's Joey Mack.
It is great to be back with you here in Eugene. I had a great time, though, down in Berkeley. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Oregon baseball winning a series down at Cal. Tough place to play. The Ducks with a really nice series win. And now Oregon is the number 14 national seed heading into the NCAA postseason tournament. Postseason baseball is here. I absolutely love postseason baseball in college. The regional matchups are so much fun. It's a miniature double elimination tournament everywhere across the country, and the Ducks get to host it here at PK Park thanks to the great season and the hard work from the student athletes in this coaching staff. We're going to hear from them. Mark Wasikowski reacting to yesterday's selection. Jake Angier, the Oregon pitching coach, reacting to yesterday's selection. Jack Marder reacting to the selection as a coach. He saw that Oregon name pop up once as a player. Now he gets to see it as a coach. Also going to talk with a couple vets in Robert Ahlstrom and Gabe Matthews. Tons of content for you. The bracket is out, and the Eugene Regional begins Friday at 2 o'clock. Oregon will play Central Connecticut State. Pop quiz. Scott Phillips, put your microphone down. Central Connecticut State is located where?
What is Central Connecticut?
That was a good Jeopardy answer. You tried to channel your inner Aaron Rodgers and LeVar Burton and all of these.
Am I right?
Different. I mean, I guess Central Connecticut. That is a fair answer. But I can't believe you said that. Central Connecticut State is coming to town. The Ducks will play the number 4 seed in the region in Central Connecticut State. Oregon will also host Gonzaga and LSU, the 2 and the 3 seeds respectively in the Eugene Regional. That game will be played Friday at 7 o'clock. We will have all the Oregon broadcasts for you right here on the Oregon Sports Network, goducks.com/radio, where you can tune in your market. And ESPN3 is going to be televising the first couple games. So, hey, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'm really, really looking forward to it. This is a fun regional, I think, for a lot of different reasons, actually. One, Gonzaga, of course, a team that Oregon is familiar with. The Ducks went 1-0 against the Zags this year. It sounds like Gonzaga will not have their regular Saturday starter heading into this regional. They're going to be down a pitcher, which sucks. You never want to see that. For LSU, Coach Maneri's retiring. Long-time, storied coach at LSU. I understand their fans get after it. We're just going to leave that there. But I understand also that this is a pretty special moment, really, for college baseball. Coach Maneri's been doing it a long time, and the Ducks are really looking forward to hosting them. So before we break down the full regional and we kind of look at the field, another pop quiz for you. Schools this year with a bowl game appearance, a March Madness appearance, a baseball, volleyball, and women's basketball and softball tournament appearance. You know the only 2 schools in the country that can say that? Postseason in football, men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball, and volleyball. It's Oregon and Texas. Those are the only 2. You talk about broad-based excellence. Oregon Athletic Director Rob Mullins always talks about broad-based excellence. That's what it looks like. That is broad-based excellence. Awesome to see it. It's just another feather in the cap, I think, for Oregon's athletic department and just the ascension that the Ducks have been on. So Oregon with Central Connecticut State, 2 o'clock on Friday. The Blue Devils, by the way, 37-14 will be making their second consecutive NCAA appearance and third in the last 4 tournaments. So a program that's riding high right now. CCSU, by the way, the abbreviation for Central Connecticut State, claimed the Northeast Conference's automatic bid after winning the league's tournament championship after coming through the losers bracket, and they beat Bryant twice. Central Connecticut State finished the regular season in second place with a 21-9 record. In other words, this program knows how to win, and they've been to the postseason tournament. In the words of our producer, Rob Joyce, he said, look out for those teams from Connecticut. They'll get you. Rob did say that to me. He texted that to me. Rob's the person that makes all of our music beds and imaging that you hear. Imaging is what we call it in the radio world. So like the Open, for example, Scott Phillips does the video version. Rob does the audio version. And Rob said, look out for those teams from Connecticut. So just keep your eyes on that. So, of course, we mentioned that it's going to be number 2 Gonzaga, who finished 33-17, the number 2 seed in the regional, and number 3 seed will be LSU, who finished 34-22. LSU coming off a loss to Georgia in the SEC tournament. Bulldogs, though, for Gonzaga, are in the automatic bid from the West Coast Conference, while LSU claimed one of the at-large bids. It'll be the first time that a regional has been at PK Park since 2013, when the Ducks hosted, at the time, for the second consecutive year. Oregon won the 2012 Eugene Regional. They won all 3 games, including an 8-1 win over Austin Peay in the championship game. Ducks also hosted a Super Regional that season. And, man, I hope that I'm going to be able to talk about a lot of these storylines with guys like Brett Thomas, who are now on the staff at Oregon as the Director of Player Development and Analytics and Technology. Brett was on that team and was famously in left field when that bloop single fell in for Kent State that unfortunately prevented Oregon from going to Omaha. Kent State won the game 3-2. And I think that everybody has a sour taste in their mouth after that around Oregon baseball. And this team might be able to sweeten up that taste for everybody, I think, here moving forward. Ducks advanced to the championship against Rice in that 2013 regional, but dropped an 11-4 decision in the if-necessary game, as they call it. And by the way, that's a little bit different this year. There's going to be 2 games per day in the regionals. That means that the if-necessary game in the Eugene Regional will actually get played on Monday next week. So everything starts on Friday at 2 o'clock. It'll be Oregon against Central Connecticut, and then Gonzaga against LSU at 7 o'clock. Both of those are on ESPN3. We'll have the Oregon broadcast for you right here on the Oregon Sports Network. The Ducks have been no stranger to regionals, though. In 2010, Ducks played in a regional. In 2014, the Ducks played in a regional. In 2015, the Ducks played in a regional. But it's been 6 years now since Oregon has gone to regional play. Now, of course, there wasn't a regional round one of those years last year. That's why Vanderbilt is still the defending national champion, even though it was like 2 years ago now. Vanderbilt's a pretty good team this year, too, so watch for them. We'll go through the whole bracket in here in a second. Oregon played, though, and I thought this was a great note from Todd Miles. Going into the record book, and this is what you do, right? When you're people like me, this is what I spent yesterday doing, going through the record book, thinking about all these different things. Oregon played in the postseason in both 1954 and 1964. Ducks made their only College World Series appearance in 1954. That was also, coincidentally, the last time Oregon won a conference championship. And Ducks finished just 1 game shy of sharing that conference championship this season. They had to sweep Cal in order to get a championship share. They won the series instead, and still, you win the series, you finish second in the Pac-12. That's pretty darn good. But now, as you'll hear, the theme around Oregon baseball is, well, we're going to be looking ahead. We got bigger goals like a national championship. And I think the Ducks have a deep enough pitching staff and a deep enough offense to get that done. So Friday, Oregon against Central Connecticut, 2 o'clock first pitch, a 1:45 pregame show here on the Oregon Sports Network. Tell you a little bit more about that Blue Devils team throughout the week. And we also have, as I said, a ton of interviews for you, and we'll kind of talk about some of the keys to victory. I think that the storyline of Gonzaga being here, LSU being here, it's a lot of fun. At the end of the day, Oregon's got a deep enough team to beat all these teams if they play the brand of baseball that we're accustomed to. They've won a lot of close games. That's what good teams do. They find a lot of different ways to score and a lot of different ways to win. That's what the Ducks have done this season. So then the schedule ahead, Game 3 will be the loser of the Oregon-Central Connecticut game against the loser of the Gonzaga-LSU game. That'll be set for 1 o'clock on Saturday. TV selections will get made later, so just stay up to date with the Oregon baseball social media. We'll, of course, have all the broadcasts on the Oregon Sports Network with a pregame show starting 15 minutes before first pitch. The fourth game in the regional will be played at 7 o'clock on Saturday, and it will be the winners of Friday's games squaring off with each other. Then the 3 p.m. game, that's right, a 3 p.m. start for the fifth game of the regional that will feature the teams that are 1-1, essentially. And then that's an elimination game. Then the championship would be 7 o'clock on Sunday, and we're all hoping that that's the Ducks after only playing 2 games to get there. And it would be the 2-0 team against the 2-1 team in the double elimination tournament. The if necessary game then will take place Monday at 7 o'clock. And here's hoping that the Ducks go 3-0 just like they did in that 2012 regional, and we're not even having this conversation, huh? Sounds pretty darn good. There's the field for the Ducks. We'll go through the entire field for you in a little while. I want to let you listen in, though, to Mark Wasikowski, Jake Angier, Jack Marder, Gabe Matthews, Robert Ahlstrom, as they met with myself, a few other members of the media yesterday. We're going to do that for you when we come back. It's Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. We're live inside the Country Financial Studio. Postseason baseball is here, and the Ducks are hosting a regional here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
On March 5th, 2021, we lost a larger-than-life member of the Oregon Ducks family. Chris Bjork passed away surrounded by his wife Allison and their 3 sons, Anders, Henry, and Jordy. After spending more than 26 years working with the University of Oregon, we are proud to establish the Chris Bjork Scholarship Fund in his honor. Go to goducks.com/Bjork Scholarship. That's goducks.com/Bjork Scholarship to make a contribution and help us remember a great Duck.
Duck Insider, your home for the latest news on Oregon athletics. This is the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Represented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you. Today's show brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. Over 150 rotating flavors. Come see the Eugene location off Coburg Road, or just find it on the map near you. They're growing, and man, they're a lot of fun. We still have not had the churro cookie. Our friends at Crumble, seriously, I want to try the churro cookie. Just let me know when it's there. I'll be there. I'm buying one. Like we will have lunch at Crumble Cookies. Scott and I have done it before. It will happen. It will happen. Oregon baseball head coach Mark Wasikowski met with the media yesterday. The Ducks are the number 14 overall seed. We'll go through the bracket in a moment, but first, how about the reaction from the Oregon baseball head coach? The Ducks are hosting a regional. It starts Friday at 2 o'clock here at PK Park. Every head coach interview this year is brought to you by our friends at the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Fight like a Duck with cancer care you can count on. Mark Wasikowski, his reaction to the seeding.
Yeah, just thrilled to be honored to get into the tournament, first of all, and then to host is just outstanding for this program. Pat Kilkenny, Joe Giansante, Rob Mullins, so many, bringing Coach Horton back to get the program back going again, and all the work that he and so many others put in. Just very humbled to be sitting in this position where we get a chance to lead these young men into the postseason again for the Duck program, and specifically here at PK Park. This was part of the vision and the dream, and we're going to do our best to fulfill this dream and this vision that so many people had.
Well, as you touched on the fans, just how critical is it to have your own fans in this postseason run, and just how exciting is it to have more and more people back at PK Park?
Well, I think it's going to be massive to have our own fans back at the park, and as many as they can let in safely or whatever those decisions are, we're all for. I definitely kidding, a little bit kidding and sarcastic, not really. I even mentioned to Eric Rodell, you may need some more tickets with LSU coming in. I know they love to travel with people, and that's a great program. And what an honor it is to have Coach Maneri come to the regional that we're hosting. That is a real honor with his greatness to be able to have him come back and be one of the 4 teams here in the Eugene Regional. What a story that is in and of its own.
Yeah, Waz, what does it mean especially for the seniors who get to have this moment in front of fans at PK Park?
Well, first time, most of the roster, we only have one player that's played in any postseason games. So for these young people to really have this vision of being in postseason play, getting this program back to this level to where it's one of the top 64 teams in the country, and specifically inside the top 15 now, and largely a part of this year, we were in the top 10 in the country. The goal is to be number 1 in the country. And these seniors, these people that have come back in this program, it's awesome. It's going to be an awesome experience for them to be able to play in front of their own fans, in front of their family, in front of just all the things that they've had in their visions, are now coming true, and they've earned it. Very happy for them.
Did you envision this quickly? Maybe making a tournament, but hosting a regional this quickly?
No, we were just trying to get better every day. We had our visions, and we knew what the goals were here. It's Oregon. They want championships. It's Oregon. Nike represents Oregon. Nike's the #1 company in the world for apparel and shoe design. We want to match that excellence. That's been the mission since day one. And we knew that the objective was to earn it. We had to earn it. We needed to get any negative label out of the system and really create our own identity. And I'm really proud of this baseball team. The coaching staff has been just amazing at the tireless effort they've put in, and same with the players. These guys have been just ruthless with their efforts to get this program where it is now today. And we're just, I can't tell you how excited I am. Being ahead of schedule or whatever, those are things I guess in time we'll reflect on. The bottom line is we're here, and we get a chance to, win a national championship. We have small steps that we need to do before that, and that's win one game at a time here in our own regional.
What are your thoughts on Central Connecticut? What do you know about them so far? And then what were your thoughts on your guys' seeding?
Love our seating, love our regional. I don't know much about the teams in our regional. Our staff will get into all that kind of stuff. I do know this much: no matter who's in your regional, you can't finish in second place in a regional. You need to finish in first place in a regional. You need to play like a 1 seed. And the best team, most competitive team in this regional is going to win it. And we're going to prepare our guys to the best of our ability to where we're the most competitive team.
Just generally speaking, Waza, heading into a postseason, what are the keys for this team to have success in a regional and to make a deep postseason run?
Well, probably to have the most fun out of everybody in the regional first and foremost. I think these guys, they love to be with each other. Just the way this whole year started with the whole COVID situation, the appreciation to be on the field and making sure that stays fresh in our mind, and just enjoying the fact that not only do we get a chance to play in postseason, but now it's time to win it. Now it's time to really have some fun and develop even further than what our team has. I still don't think this ball club has reached its potential. I definitely don't think that we've peaked, and it's a lot of fun. We get a chance to go back to practice field again today when a lot of other teams are going home or going out for summer ball, and that's not the Ducks this year, which is really awesome to say.
What limits are you aware of? How many people will actually be allowed in? What's the plan at this point, and how creative will you get in terms of, like I say, the tailgating scene and all that?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll let all of our people behind the scenes, figure all that stuff out. We've got enough to worry about on the field. I know they're really motivated to try to get as many people as they can safely into our ballpark. The trends have been great nationally, regionally, locally, all that kind of stuff. I know that there's been some loosening of whatever the restrictions were in the past, and there's real optimism for this to be a tremendous, potentially in our region, the first tremendous environment where spectators, fans, all that kind of stuff coming together, leading up to a full summer of a lot of awesome events here in Eugene. So I look for this to be a real success.
So on that note, it's a great finish to the interview with Mark Wasikowski, brought to you by the Willamette Valley Cancer Institute and Research Center. Tickets are on sale. So the way that it's working,
Coach, congrats.
for those of you who are getting ready to think about this, the way that it's working is there are fully vaccinated sections at PK Park now. There are also regular general admission sections if you're not, that are usually and general admission, I should say, socially distanced sections at PK Park. GoDucks.com has all the details for you. You can find them on the GoDucks.com website, but that's literally the gist of it. It's either a fully vaccinated section or it's a socially distanced section. And I think the important thing to note is that all session tickets start at just $80. You're going to get a chance to see a lot of great baseball. Great stuff. And general just info and for you is that the Ducks are trying to make this as normal, whatever that means anymore, as they can. There will be ordering of concessions via the app on your phone. Download the GoDucks app. I encourage you to do it because that's how mobile ticketing is going. That gives you the ability to order your concessions. So that's the way that it's going. And if you're thinking about coming out for what's going to be an awesome regional postseason baseball, really encourage you to do it. So tickets are on sale now, GoDucks.com. To be honest with you, I think tickets are going to go fast. And as we're on the air live at 1:21 in the afternoon, it would not surprise me if I get an email here from our buddy Jason Harris saying, yeah, we're sold. We're out. And I hope that that's the case. Fans, I'll be there and looking forward to it. How about Jake Angier? This was a really fun opportunity for me because normally I'm in the dugout. I'm at practice, and I'm around the guys in the hotel eating breakfast and on the bus with them, and I get to talk to the coaches more often. I get to talk to the guys more often, and I haven't had a chance to do that this year with the world that, unfortunately, we're still living in, though it was nice to be on the road again. I'll say that. It was nice to be on the road with them. Even though I was separated from them, it wasn't quite the same, but it was still good to be back at a road ballpark. It made me feel like, oh, okay, we're getting there. So Jake Angier, I've talked with Coach Angier since he got hired by Coach Wasikowski, but not as much as I normally would. And so getting a chance to talk with him after the regional selection was just a lot of fun for myself and a few other members of the media. Talking with pitching coach Jake Angier ahead of Friday's 2 o'clock start to the Eugene Regional.
Coach, congrats. Just what was your reaction? What was the team's reaction? How did it feel to see that name called as one of the host sites?
Yeah, hey, Joey. No, we're just excited. It's something you're working for the entire year. These guys, they were hungry for this. They haven't had this opportunity before, so they're just fired up. And I think as a coach, it's just cool to get to see your players get rewarded for their work.
Jake, to the point of playing at home, not being a regional host and one of these opportunities, just how important is it, not just in general, but specifically for a team that's really built around that pitching staff to play in a pitcher's ballpark and to have, the stat splits are what they are in the season. You guys are excellent from a pitching perspective at home.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to be able to play at home in front of your home crowd. I think our team's a complete baseball team. I mean, we can hit, we can play good defense and pitch, which really gives us the opportunity to go anywhere and have success. So for me, it's less about that and just about the fact that these guys get rewarded and they're able to, play in front of their home fans and pack this place. It's going to be a fun experience for them.
There's a lot of different strategies that teams utilize with pitching in regional rounds, Coach. Just what's on your mind as you head into a regional and with that strategy play in mind and keys to success for your pitching staff to win this regional?
Strategies to stay the same. I mean, we've had success doing it the way we have all year. The guys have prepared really well each week. And when it comes time to play on the weekend, they've been really competitive and really pressed into the things that they're good at. And so I think when you get into a regional environment or wherever it is, you just want to continue to do the same things that you've done all season really well. You don't need to try to raise your level of play or anything like that. I think you just do the same things and things will work out.
I've got a chance to ask you about Robert Ahlstrom and just the season that he's put together in the front end of your rotation. How would you summarize his season so far?
Been one of the best seasons I've seen of a starting pitcher that I've coached. He's he's ultra competitive. It's a 4-pitch mix coming at you. He's the kitchen sink coming at you right from the first inning on. I mean, I laugh every time he throws a bullpen. His last pitch of the bullpen is a knuckleball, and he always looks at me like, "Hey, when are you going to start calling this pitch too?" You know, and so he's fun. You know, he competes. That's what you get with him. You know, he's kind of our team talks about competing all the time, and sort of run him out there on Friday. He really sets the tone, you know, for our entire team and how we want to play.
Waza talked last week about the midweek scrimmage that you guys had, Fuller and Mercado in particular. What do you see from those guys in terms of trying to piece together the postseason roster, Jake, and make those determinations of who out of the bullpen is going to make it, who's going to be your long reliever, how do you try to cobble that together, and how many of those decisions still have to be made?
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, it's been a quirky year. You know, we haven't had your typical midweek game every Tuesday where a lot of those relievers and your fourth starter are getting those opportunities to build and, you know, kind of show you what they can do. It's just been, you know, we had a couple 4-game sets to start the year. And then from there, it's been, you know, pretty much 3-game sets with some midweek games sprinkled in. And because of that, you know, those guys just haven't had the opportunities that you would normally have throughout the normal course of a season to go out there and pitch. So, yeah, we do have some tough decisions to make. I think that both those guys, Fuller and Mercado, have shown us plenty of what they can do. We scrimmage every week. You know, we've given those guys opportunities to scrimmage every week, and we play pretty much our own midweek game amongst ourselves, you know, on the weeks that we don't have one. So we feel good about it, and we'll go into the weekend and try to piece it together as best we can.
With Cullen battling a couple bouts of wildness, just walking a few guys, Coach, what are the keys to success for him to go deeper into games for you?
Yeah, you said it. It's fastball command. You know, his fastball is ridiculous. I mean, it runs 20+ inches on every pitch, so that's not always going to be easy to command. I mean, you got to have real feel for that pitch. And so when he has that command of it, it's tough to deal with because he's got that, and then the slider going the opposite direction, moving the same amount. So, yeah, I mean, he just got to, as simple as it is, you just got to work on that command throughout the week. And, you know, it's not going to be there every single time, but, you know, he's good enough to, even when he doesn't have it, you know, he can still compete and give us a good chance to win.
That's one of the big keys with Cullen Kafka, and I think for this entire Oregon team, how deep can he go? Because in a regional setting, you might be playing 4 games in a 4-day period. Test your pitching staff no matter how you do it, and so you want to save the bullpen. Starters, I think, are the biggest key to regionals. It's the ability to go deep into a game, and as you'll hear from Robert Ahlstrom coming up, it's also maybe the ability to come back on short rest. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Oregon and the Central Connecticut State Blue Devils, in one of the longest names that we'll have in a regional setting. Although I guess if you really want to talk about it, LSU is LSU, but it's really Louisiana State University Tigers. Everybody's got a longer name. That's why we like just the simplicity of Oregon. Yeah, just seems to fit. 2 o'clock on Friday. That means no Duck Insider for us, by the way, as I'll be at PK Park, a 1:45 pregame show coming your way for the start of the Eugene Regional on Friday. Up next, we're going to talk with Jack Marder. Great conversation with the Oregon assistant coach and former Duck player himself. Jack had some great things to say. We're back after this on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, it's Jan from Toyota. Summer's finally here, and with a great deal on a new Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tacoma, and more, you can celebrate all of your favorite summer holidays, like Cinco de Mayo, Independence Day, International Pizza Party Day. Pepperoni, please. And by pepperoni, I mean Hawaiian.
Kick off summer at your Toyota dealer, where you can save big on all your favorites. This event ends June 1st. See your participating Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCAA. Equal housing opportunity.
This is Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
All right, everybody in the car, let's go.
What are we gonna do first when we get there, Mom? Go for a hike?
Sure.
What about canoeing? Can we go canoeing too?
I don't see why.
How long does it take to get to the forest?
It's not that far, sweetie.
Are we there yet?
Yep, we're here.
Already?
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a neighborhood park or green space near you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
They say that car crashes happen in slow motion. The reality is that crashes happen fast. There's no time to think and no time to check if your child is in the right car seat. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your kids in the right seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Get more info at safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back on Nugget Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack here with you inside the Country Financial Studio, where today's show is always brought to you by our friends at North Fork Public House, open for dine-in and takeout, northforkeugene.com. Jack Marder, Oregon baseball assistant coach, he runs the offense for the Ducks along with Mark Wasikowski, and he and Brett Thomas go back. I asked him about that, and it was a lot of fun to talk with Jack Marder yesterday.
Jack, congratulations. What was your reaction when you saw that name called as a coach this time?
It was great. You know, I came back here obviously as a former player, and you know, these are the reasons why you come back is to try and do your part to help get this program where it's capable of being. And I think for our players, they were so bought in to just every single day, just trying to get 1% better, you know, and then when it came down to game time, it was just competing. And so when you are pushing that for your program and you're seeing success happen before your eyes, and you just get to, you know, for me, I just think of the guys that have been here for a long time, you know, Gabe Matthews of the world, or the Jovans, or on the offensive side, obviously, and Teleshays and guys like that they get to enjoy this. That's what, that's why you do what you do, you know, as a coach, is to enjoy it with those guys, and so I was just pumped for him.
Waz talked about the potential of or not reaching the full potential yet. He feels like this ball club still has more to go. Are you surprised about how quickly things have turned around with Waz at the helm?
No, not at all. I think you know, what we're about is just working as hard as we possibly can, and being a blue collar group, and we have talent that's here. We just need to help them reach their max abilities as players. That's our job as coaches. And so if we're doing our job and working harder than anybody else that's around, I think that those players will end up performing. And with those guys that we have, I mean, they are extremely talented players. And so, no, we're not shocked by it. I think that's probably the thing that's maybe why we're good, is we're not shocked when we're successful. And it just goes back to our foundation. We just work really hard and try and help out our players, and they work really hard and trying to get 1% better. And when they see success, it's because of what they've done in practice. So, and with Waz at the helm, he's as hardworking of a person as I've ever met, and I think it bleeds into our staff and into our program.
Waz and I have had a lot of conversations about the depth of you guys' lineup, Jack. Do you feel like that's a real key here in postseason play, is just keep that lineup long, have that bottom part of the order really give you guys some production too?
Yeah, I'm a believer in being able to score in different ways. And so if you have only one way of scoring, you're probably not going to be very successful when you're having to face different pitching staffs, ballparks, doesn't matter what it is. You need to be able to have depth to score in many ways. And I think that our lineup can do that. We can score small ball if we need to. We can score with stealing a base, ball in the dirt reads. And my job was to try and get those guys that had power to get it out of them in a sense. And, you know, when you have guys like, you know, Zavala that can do multiple things, you guys have Hall that can do multiple things, Tanner Smith can do multiple things, Jovan can drive the ball out of the ballpark, and you have guys like Grant and Nowitzki, and even guys on the bench, and that can do multiple things offensively. That's how you're going to be able to win games. And so the depth comes from just having versatile players that can help you score in many ways, and we still have that on the bench too.
Working with Brett Thomas, obviously that's a special relationship for you, Jack. Just how much does he bring to the table for you as a coach to be able to utilize from the analytics standpoint when you go and have conversations with different student athletes?
Yeah, Brett's incredible at his job. I joke about it with him. He gets mad at me that we're just trying to keep him here. I mean, he could be working in the big leagues, no doubt. But you're talking about as competitive as a human being. When I was his teammate, I was his locker mate. We were right next to each other. So we have that great relationship. We actually share the same birthday, so we've shared birthdays together and all that. But going into the analytical side of it, it's like, I think that I'm as analytical of a person as there is in coaching and as detailed as it comes. And Brett can take what we do from a tech-based standpoint and dumb it down. And that's something that not many people can do. They only speak one language. Brett speaks every kid's language and can speak my language, and how I can relate his information that he's giving me and translate that into information that our players can understand. Whether it's, hitting stuff with blast motion or Rapsodo or TrackMan information or whatever it may be. And same thing goes for Coach Angier. When you can take that information and speak the language of the player with that information, that's how you're going to get growth and production and guys improving. And so without him, I don't know what language I'd be able to speak that would relate to all these guys. He's kind of my, mediator with all that stuff. And so I'd want him for however long I was coaching. I'd want a guy like Brett Thomas, or if I couldn't have Brett Thomas.
I just got a really specific one for you, Jack. What'd you say to Mr. Scanlon before he hit that home run that ended up being the decisive one in Game 3 at Cal?
Well, so we needed to slow down the inning. That was the first thing. So we needed to slow down the inning. It was like 4 seconds, and we had 2 outs. And so obviously I called time to slow down the inning. And the kid's been grinding the whole year. I mean, he's probably one of the most elite defenders behind the plate this year, and he had been struggling early on. And to his credit, he just talks about, hey, what can I do to help our team win today? And the numbers will show up in the last half of the year. How do I improve the most? And so we've been talking a lot about him feeling his hands a lot more when he hits versus some other guys that need to feel other things. But I said, you're going to get an 0 fastball here. You need to be relaxed. You need to get your barrel to it, and you're going to hit it over the right field wall on this 0 pitch. And I told that same thing to Betcher that was sitting right next to me. I go, watch, Jack's going to hit a home run right here on this 0 pitch. And sure enough, he hit it out. And it was awesome. I was so pumped for him. And the only thing he said after when he got back in, weirdly enough, was that he just was appreciative, like of us just sticking with him. And he just said in his Scanlon way, hey, I got you, coach. And if anyone knows Jack, me saying it that way, knows that's exactly what he said is, hey, I got you, coach, something like that. So it was great though.
Jack, what do you credit Zavala's ascent under you guys? Because again, I don't want to go back to everything of before you were here and all that, but obviously the numbers were what they were. And you can credit the player as much as you want, but somebody was hitting under 200 versus 400 and change. That's a pretty big change. So just what do you credit his rise to this level?
Well, Aaron's always been a good player. Like when I scouted against him when I was at Stanford, there's some things in his swing that he could have fixed. I think, we need to go into major details of that. But he was trying to be a pro. I mean, the kid wants to be a professional baseball player, and he wasn't producing a lot of power to his pull side. Most of his power was opposite field side. And we, with myself and Brett and Coach Waz, we analyzed it and figured out, hey, what does he need to make adjustments in swing wise? And we gave it to him. It's like, hey, this is what we think that you need to do in order to maximize yourself as a hitter. And then when you have a kid that doesn't take that as a shot at him, he takes it as, thank you, coach, for trying to help me. And then just goes and works harder than anybody else that I've ever seen. And then is competing harder than anybody else that I've ever seen. That's how you're going to get production. So you have an athletic kid that wants to be a pro, wants to take coaching constructively, and then goes and works at it. That's how you're going to get production. And so he's just done it in a very blue collar way. He hasn't done it by just taking sugar pills. He's done it by taking coaching. And then he just goes and works his tail off every single day. He's a guy that is probably more of an external cue kind of a guy. You got to tell him to hit balls in certain areas versus, hey, feel this in your swing. And those are a lot of times the easiest guys to coach because they're field-based, and he's a field-based hitter. And when he's in the box, he just goes and competes and can find barrels to balls. And Waz mentioned about his hand-eye coordination. The guy knows how to get pitches in his area that he can do damage with, and he doesn't swing at things that aren't those pitches. So, all that I think goes into the basket of why he's been successful this year.
It's a rising star in the coaching landscape, Jack Marder, one of the hardest working guys that I've ever seen, and so you can imagine why him and Coach Wasikowski and the rest of the staff get along pretty darn well. Oregon against Central Connecticut State, the Blue Devils in town, the first of the hopefully 6 games in the Eugene Regional, and if the Ducks go 3-0, Ducks will be moving on to a Super Regional. We'll talk about the bracket. Oregon would be matched up if everything goes chalk with Tennessee. I hear Knoxville's real nice in June. I also know that Eugene's really nice in June. If somebody in the Knoxville region would like to pull the upset so the Ducks can host a Super, that sounds great. We're going to hear from a few of these student athletes when we return. Gabe Matthews and Robert Ahlstrom as the Ducks are heading to the postseason. Oregon baseball back in the NCAA tournament here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Hi, welcome to the Spicy Drive-In. May I take your order?
Can I get the spicy chicken sandwich, please?
The spicy chicken is an excellent choice, sir. And to drink?
Whatever's fine.
Oh, may I make a beverage pairing recommendation this evening?
Sure.
If we are feeling especially bold tonight, sir, I would recommend the Mountain Dew with that. It's bravely unrestrained with a very alive aroma that pairs wonderfully with your spicy chicken. It's followed by a hint of zesty citrus flavor.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
I'm sure you already know this, sir, but remember to appreciate the nose first by giving the Mountain Dew a little swirl to relieve volatilize it.
What?
To change the flavor compounds and activate your taste buds to get them fully primed for that chicken sandwich.
It's delicious.
Now you're getting the hang of it. The muscular flavor charge characteristics of Mountain Dew make for an absolutely epic mouthfeel when paired with spicy cuisine. It is quite on point, sir.
Dude, it's a perfect match. Like they were made for each other.
So true, so true.
When you want to make good food bolder and bold food better, do the Dew.
Your daily dose of Oregon athletics. This is Duck Insider from Learfield IMG College.
It's important to buckle up your kids.
I know.
Sometimes car seats can be complicated.
I know.
And if your child's in the wrong seat and you get into a crash,
I know.
it could lead to a serious injury.
I know.
So you're 100% sure you have the right car seat for your child's age and size?
I don't know.
Don't think you know. Know you know. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Make sure you have the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Listen and imagine. It takes 5 seconds to send a text, and for those 5 seconds, you're driving blind. Life is worth more than a text. Stay alive. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union. Joey Mack inside the Country Financial Studio. Great news! Haley Cruz signed professionally to the USSSA Pride. There's always a couple extra S's in there every time I've said that name. That is our Women in Flight Update of the Week, brought to you by the Duck Store. Congratulations to Haley Cruz. After a 5-year career as a Duck, she's going to go play professionally for the Pride. Congratulations, Haley. That is awesome. Looking forward to seeing the pro career unfold for Haley Cruz. Women in Flight Update of the Week, always brought to you by our friends at the Duck Store, a proud supporter of Women in Flight. Elsewhere, Oregon baseball is getting all set for the Eugene Regional. And Gabe Matthews, a senior, a guy who's been through the wars, a couple different head coaches now, and, well, he's hitting well over .330 in his 5th-year senior campaign. And Gabe Matthews, pretty darn stoked to be heading to the postseason.
Gabe, congratulations. What did it feel like to hear that name called?
It was awesome. It was a long time coming, and this year has been really happy it came back and what the coaching staff has done for this entire program and put us where we are.
Were you guys disappointed at all when you didn't win the Pac-12 championship? And then what are some of the things you guys are going to work on for this weekend's matchup with Central Connecticut?
Yeah, it was disappointing, but at the same time, I moved on and now we have a bigger goal in mind. And looking forward. I think we're going to go into practice today and just do what we've done the whole entire year.
Gabe, what does this mean for you to have not only be able to host here, but get to be in front of fans and stuff and family?
I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I'm luckily enough, my parents live an hour away, so they've came to every game. But having fans here is going to be awesome. I don't know what the capacity is going to be, but I know it's going to be rocking regardless. So it's going to be exciting and happy to see those fans in the stands.
Do you guys, especially as an older player, I'm sure you know what LSU baseball is, even if you haven't played them, just appreciate what the environment could be like this weekend?
Don't really necessarily look at it that way with our fans versus their fans, but at the same time, like, we know we've played in tough environments. I've played in tough environments. This team's played in tough environments in the past. This year we have. I mean, it's going to be awesome. I mean, it's just going to be an exciting experience and looking forward to it.
Hey, Gabe, how key was it for you and some of the upperclassmen to really put the team on your backs and make this a season where, you'd end in this, hosting regional or even making it to the NCAA tournament?
I mean, I think all the older guys came back with one goal in mind, and that was to make regionals and be in the postseason and have an opportunity to make a run. But we couldn't do it without the younger guys. I mean, having those guys buy into the program, buy into what the older guys preach and what the coaches preach, like, it starts, as much as it starts with us, it starts with them too. So it's been a coexisting, I guess. I don't know how to exactly explain it, but having those young guys and old guys on the same page at all times has been the key to our success.
When the season started, did you think this team had this sort of potential for a top 16 seed and to host a regional?
Yes. I thought right away when COVID hit and we all lost the opportunity to play last year, and we had a lot of guys that could go be playing in pro ball right now. Like, we have every single one of our older guys that could easily play in pro ball right now. And knowing that right as all those guys came back, it was just like, we have an unbelievable opportunity to win a lot of games this upcoming year, as in this year. And just happy everyone came back and knew it right away.
Great stuff from Gabe Matthews. I'm so glad that guys like Kenyon Yovan came back. There's so many guys that chose to come back, and yeah, they are bringing it this year. And it's just really cool to see that class now heading to the postseason. That was always their goal. Wanted to get the team to Omaha. Let's see if they can do it over the next few weeks. Robert Ahlstrom will be a big key to the Ducks' run in the postseason, I think, and we'll find out coming up this week. I think that Robert Ahlstrom is the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year. Voting, I believe, finishes up tonight for those awards. I think he's the Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year, and he talked to the media heading into the Eugene Regional start on Friday.
Robbie, congrats. Just what was your reaction when you saw that Oregon name pop up there?
Yeah, no, it was awesome. I mean, especially the older guys, but everyone on our team, this is a big deal. It's an incredible opportunity. Seeing our name up there, that was awesome.
What does it mean as a guy who, not just this year, but go back 3 years ago before you were here to be in this position?
Yeah, I mean, I can even go back a little further to just like watching Oregon games, watching the wins, the losses, and then being a part of it now. It's truly awesome. It's a great opportunity. We have some good clubs coming into Eugene, but I mean, having home field advantage is awesome. We got to take care of business. Starts today when we get out there for practice, start preparing, just handle business like we have all season. I think we're in a good spot. So yeah, it's been awesome.
What's the key to success for you? What's the key to success for this team to make a deep postseason run, Robbie?
Yeah, just staying consistent personally. Just sticking to my routine, doing my arm care, staying healthy. Thank God I've been feeling really good this year. Haven't really been faced with anything. I think that's it's been a key too, like just having like pretty much our starting lineup the entire year, and then our pitching staff. Obviously, I think the key for the team is just keep doing what we have been. Offense when they're clicking, and then pitching staff, like we've been pretty good, or really good for the entire year. So if we just keep doing that, not make the game bigger than it is. I mean it is a big deal. Postseason baseball, there's going to be more energy and stuff, but just trying trying to stay at a level that we can compete at our best. So that'll be the key.
Robbie, when whether it was during the shortened season last year or maybe early this season, was there a time when you and the guys, you told yourself, hey, like this, we could be really darn good this year?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, before COVID hit and the season was ended, we were off to a great start, but we could tell that we had a lot of the pieces that we needed. We had all the pieces and stuff. We were just figuring out how to put it together, and I feel like we were close to that. And then season got canceled, and we kind of regrouped. Once we were allowed back together, we realized like we have a really good team. We have all the pieces we need. We just need to go out there, compete, and just execute our game plan and play up to our potential. And that's what we've done this year. So we're kind of figuring it out. And I believe Coach Was said that he doesn't think we've played up to our full potential. I 100% agree with that. I think we have more in the tank. I think we have more to show, and hopefully we peak right around now, because you want to peak late, and so that'd be awesome to see.
Not looking past anybody, Robbie, but do you lobby to actually pitch game 2, or do you prefer to go out there in game 1 just because obviously game 2 is against either Gonzaga or LSU, one way or the other?
Yeah, I think winning the first game is huge. Getting that first win out of the way. I'm not really sure what the strategy is going to be. I'm just going to trust the coaches with whatever they decide to do. I'd like to pitch on game 1, and then I'll definitely be lobbying to come back out of the pen if we need me. If it goes to Monday, if I have a couple days of rest, I'm definitely going to be lobbying to try and come out of the pen or do something like that. I don't know how the strategy is going to work out, and it depends just how it unfolds this next weekend. But yeah, I'm just going to trust whatever the coaches decide. Just do that, go with that.
How about that from Robert Ahlstrom, though? He'd like to pitch game 1. We'll see what the coaches decide to do heading into Friday's regional matchup at 2 o'clock with Central Connecticut State. But he'd like to pitch that game 1 and then maybe pitch in that if necessary game if the Ducks have to play it. You got to love that competitive fire from Robert Ahlstrom. That's what he brings to the table, no doubt about it. Coming up, your Cafe Yum 2-minute drill. We'll unpack a few other things from around Oregon athletics as we get ready for Oregon baseball. Friday's Eugene Regional gets rolling at 2 o'clock when the Ducks will throw the first pitch at PK Park. We'll keep it here on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
From the weight room to the classroom, on the field and off it, On Point proudly supports University of Oregon athletics because student athletes do so much more than bring us pride on game day. They bring our entire community together in Eugene and all across Oregon. So whether you're watching the game in the stadium, at home, or at your favorite local business, their success makes all of us stronger. On Point Community Credit Union. Join in. OnPointCU.com. Federally insured by NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
As my family continued to grow, I realized I'd have to replace my beloved Jeep with something that has, well, more seats. I'm Jason Hines, Country Financial Rep and father of 7. Whether you're upgrading from your sporty ride with no room for a car seat or finally replacing your well-loved beater that still has a cassette player, you'll want the right protection for your new car. Work with a Country Financial Rep like me and get the protection you need at a price you can afford. Learn more at TakeSimpleSteps.com or contact a local Country representative.
You're listening to Duck Insider. Duck Insider on the Oregon Sports Network from Learfield IMG College.
Everybody buckle up. Mom. Buckle up.
Let's go.
Buckle up.
Can we go to the store? Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Everybody, buckle up.
A lot goes on in the car, but you're in control. So only move when you hear the click that says they're buckled in. Never give up until they buckle up. Learn more at safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Getting ready for Postseason baseball on Duck Insider, presented by On Point Community Credit Union inside the Country Financial Studio. Your Cafe Yum 2-minute drill, well, there's some baseball flavor. And I got to say, it was really awesome on the selection show yesterday morning. I'm watching on ESPN2. Some West Coast flavor. Because a former Stanford Cardinal and a Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year twice, Kyle Peterson, he was on the show. He's always the big-time analyst for the College World Series coverage. And then Mike Rooney, former ASU coach, was on the selection show. They're actually talking about the West Coast on a selection show. Oh, my God. It was amazing. It was actually great. I thought that that crew was a lot of fun. Mark Wasikowski joined them. You can find it on the Oregon Baseball Twitter account if you did not see their conversation with the Oregon Baseball head coach. I just thought that was cool. And for the Pac-12, it could be a potential banner year. 3 national seeds for the conference. Half the Pac-12 got into the postseason field. SEC led the way with 9 total teams, 6 national seeds. The ACC had 8 total teams, but only 1 national seed. And then the Pac-12 and the Big 12 both had 3 national seeds, but only 4 Big 12 teams got into the postseason field, whereas 6 did for the Pac-12. No Big 10 national seeds for baseball. And Conference USA actually had a couple national seeds in there as well. We'll break down the full bracket. I want to go through some of the regionals to watch for you on the show tomorrow. That's the plan anyway. If you just missed it, congratulations to Haley Cruz signing a pro contract with the USSSA Pride after an incredible 5-year career with the Ducks. Good luck to Haley Cruz. And capacity details have been released for the Track and Field Championships next week. Can you believe it? Track and Field Championships at Hayward Field next week. I'm hoping that we'll be able to schedule a time to have Robert Johnson here on the show to preview. All those athletes will be running at Hayward Field. Going to be a lot of fun. Following guidance from the governor's office in the state of Oregon, and in order to provide an enhanced student-athlete experience, Hayward Field will have a capacity of 4,400 fans per day for the NCAA Division I Men's and Women's Outdoor Track and Field Championships that will run from June 9th through 12th. In addition to prioritizing guests of participating student-athletes and coaches, there will be a limited number of tickets available for purchasing starting on Friday, June 4th. That's this coming Friday. More information pertaining to tickets will be announced this week. GoDucks.com will have you covered. And come on out to Hayward Field, man. It's the theater of track and field. It's going to be awesome. Fans will be required to wear face coverings to the event. There will be sections only available to fully vaccinated patrons who will be required to show proof of vaccination upon entry. Additionally, there will be physically distant sections for unvaccinated patrons. There you go. It's the direction that we're moving. Oh, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. That's your Cafe Yum 2-minute drill. Cafe Yum, serving Northwest-inspired catering and takeout for anything that you can ever want, really. Menus at cafeyum.com. That does it for us today. Man, what a day. What a day to be a Duck. Do it all again tomorrow. Derek Bradley's going to join us after a historic Oregon women's golf season. Talk a little more baseball, too. See you then.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American